Hi everyone, Amy Starr Allen here, and today I wanted to make another video for this series of talking about the journey of And Then She Shines and the process that we've been going through along the way. And if you haven't seen the videos that I've posted yet, you can go to andthensheshines.com and follow along with the story there. But we decided it would be good to kind of document the steps of our journey along the way. There's been a lot of exciting things that have happened so far as Linda Leland and myself basically left the work that we were doing, left our paychecks to start this company. And so one of the things that has been part of our process here has been to really allow ourselves to act from inspiration and from our hearts rather than from any type of formula or what what other people think that we should be doing, or what the experts say is the process for launching a product or launching a company, or the steps, the order that the steps are supposed to happen in. And this has been a huge part of the process because it's really easy to get, into, we have moments of fear where we feel like we have to do, the things in the way that a lot of people do them. Because when you get into like anything on the internet that's like a global company like this, there's so many people have created different ways to do things with launches and funnels and websites and and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, there's not a right way or a wrong way, and there's not a way that works better than another way. It's just, I think a lot of the reason that people follow these types of guidelines is because they just don't know what to do, or they're just too afraid to listen to their intuition. And so Linda and I are really focusing on doing what we're called to do each day, staying in gratitude for every part of it, and not jumping the gun and feeling like we're supposed to do things differently. So this goes back to something I like to call being on mission, practicing for years. It's not always easy to remember, but it works really, really, really well, which is to come from your heart rather than your head. And so I learned this process of being on mission when I listened to an interview years ago with some opera singers that were being interviewed, and somebody was asking them, how is it that you are able to move people to tears when you sing, even though you're not singing in a language that they understand? Sorry, my dog sees another dog and wants to go over there. We're at the beach. And they said, when you're connecting from a heart level, the words are not important. What's important is what's being received, and when you're coming from your heart, it's received in a way that moves people to tears, even though they don't speak your language. And the next question that was asked was, how do you not have stage fright? Like, how do you not, when you walk out onto a stage in front of thousands of people to sing, how come you don't freeze up? Like, how is that possible? Like, don't you have stage fright? And they said, when you're on mission, there is no stage fright. Because when you're giving everything that you have to give, the audience will receive it. And it doesn't matter how you look, it doesn't matter if you mess up, it doesn't matter if they clap for you, it doesn't matter if you fall down on stage. None of that matters. What matters is that you're there to give everything that you have to give. And when you do that, there's nothing to be afraid of, because you're just doing your best and giving everything that you have to give. And I feel like that's how we're operating here. And when we start to get that stage fright, or we start to get scared of the what ifs, to just come back to get out of our heads and just come completely from our hearts and provide what's there in the moment to provide. And every time we do that, miracles happen and lives are changed. And you know, it's been a really, really, really incredible process. The other thing that is often suggested online, if you take any, you know, training for marketing stuff online, one thing that a lot of people do, and that's often suggested, is to, you know, send out surveys to find out what people need, what people want, what people need. And I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, but the way that I like to see it is that sometimes people don't even know what they need. They don't know what they don't know. And so if we were to just give them what we need, and we can do that, and we probably will do that, and have been doing that. You know, we answer a lot of the content that we create is based on questions that people ask inside of our Facebook groups and stuff like that. But we can't operate solely that way, because if one of us is moved to teach something or go in a certain direction, sometimes it's, you know, what we have to teach is something that nobody would actually even know to ask for. And sometimes, and oftentimes, that type of content and those types of teachings and those type of actions are more transformational for people than anything that they could possibly ask for. Because again, you know, if you're only teaching them what they think that they want, you can't get them to a place that they don't know exists yet. And so, you know, again, just to be willing to get out of our own way and allow ourselves to be guided in the direction every single day that we feel called to, or to provide what we feel called to provide for our audience based on what we think might make a difference for them, or what we feel like talking about that day. So this process has been awesome, and it's definitely been a process, because there's quite a lot of unraveling that needs to happen to operate this way. Especially, I've been an internet marketer for 15 years, and I've learned all the formulas and processes, and I'm not saying that we're not using any of them, but really to just stop looking at what everybody else is doing, or what their message is, or what their website is, or any of that, and just create from nothing, from what we want to create, what we're called to create, from our hearts. Because anything else is, again, getting back into our heads. And when you come from your head, from an intellectual standpoint, it never moves people in the same way. So this is a huge part of our process, and a big piece of it too every day is gratitude. Gratitude for every little single success that we have, every little win, every milestone, and even the obstacles and the challenges we have to be grateful for, because we get to grow from those. So I've gone on long enough for today, but I just wanted to make a video about this to kind of share our viewpoint with you, or our stance as far as, you know, how to really create something that's never been created before, that is really going to be at a different level than anything anybody could. It already is, and will continue to be at a different level than anything anybody could possibly think that they want. So I just wanted to share this with you, and tell you that everything that we're doing is coming from whatever you want to call it, inspiration, divine guidance, God, the universe, and just trusting that that we're on the right path every step of the way. I mean, including the step where we walked away from our paychecks so that we could devote our lives to this. There's so much surrender involved in this process, and yet it's amazing what happens when you really let go and trust, just really, really trust in the process. So I love you guys, and I hope this has been helpful in some way. leave me a comment, let me know, you know, and we're going to continue to make these videos, but, you know, like I've said in the other videos, if there's something, you know, if you have a question about anything along the way that we've done so far, I know I've done some tactical, not tactical, but like some, you know, some more practical stuff. I've talked about, you know, creating the LLC and the bank accounts and that kind of stuff. If there's something that you can think of that that we may have gone through or are going through that you have questions about, definitely let us know, because we're happy to answer your questions via these videos as well. So I hope you're having a great day. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.